Good morning from the Willow Bay Commerce Center. It's the TGIF edition of Morning News Now, Friday, April 7th, 2017, 28 bone-chilling degrees, snowing outside. I'm Ryan Hedrick.
Where's spring? I'm Justin Gould. Top stories. Winter weather hits most of western New York, and the U.S. strikes against Syria. But first,
Justin, a targeted drive-by shooting in the wee hours of the morning sends JPD scrambling to 12th Street. The incident was reported shortly before 3:30 a.m. About an hour ago. We sent our crew out there to try to get some answers for you. We have to warn you, this video contains swear words. This woman came storming out of the house.
Huh?
Don't go there and make questions. That's what I'm saying.
I have a job to do, that's all.
Well, don't be fucking questions. Did they talk to you?
Huh?
Obviously nobody's gonna talk to you.
Yeah, everybody talks to us.
Yeah. They the fuck come over here.
Alright, well this is a public street, so
Fucking street. Fucking point your camera off and fucking wait.
can't do that.
You get back on camera. Post that shit too. What the fuck is these kids over here? Stupid fuck.
All right, Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson telling us there's no suspects, and the people in the house at 612th Street, the one that was shot up at least 5 times, they're not cooperating. We have more on the story right now at WNYNewsNow.com.
a winter weather advisory continues for much of western New York until 2 this afternoon. Overnight, snow coated much of the ground across Chautauqua and Cattaraugus County. You see downtown there, snow on cars. The National Weather Service telling us another 2 to 3 inches could fall today. The wet snow producing poor visibility and slushy road conditions through midday today.
The United States launching a military strike against the Syrian regime in retaliation for the chemical weapons attack on its own civilians earlier in the week. Christine Holmes in Washington, D.C. right now with more.
President Trump calling these missile attacks against the Syrian government vital to national security, delivering a strongly worded statement against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, indicating a dramatic policy shift. All of this coming after U.S. officials say the president was deeply impacted by images of children coming out of that chemical attack earlier this week.
Tonight I ordered a targeted military strike on the airfield in Syria from where the chemical attack was launched.
Under President Trump's orders, the United States launching a missile strike in Syria. He said it was a response to the Assad regime's chemical weapons attack on civilians, including children, earlier in the week.
Using a deadly nerve agent, Assad choked out the lives of helpless men, women, and children.
According to U.S. officials, U.S. warships launching 59 Tomahawk cruise missiles from the Mediterranean Sea, hitting the Syrian military airbase that carried out those chemical attacks. This strike marks the first direct military action the U.S. has taken against Bashar al-Assad during Syria's 6-year civil war. A stark change in President Trump's position on U.S. involvement in Syria, which he opposed during his campaign and even before, urging President Obama in 2013 not to attack Syria. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill largely supporting the president's actions.
The days of being able to act with impunity are over when it comes to Bashar al-Assad.
Russia has backed the Assad regime, Russian President Vladimir Putin calling the airstrikes a, quote, act of aggression and a serious blow to U.S.-Russia relations. And Secretary of State Rex Tillerson had strong words for Russia, with the country had agreed to remove chemical weapons from Syria back in 2013. The Secretary of State said their inability to do so made them either complicit or incompetent on that front. In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
All right, Kristen, thank you. A Wisconsin high school student went all out with his promposal this year.
Senior Stephen Weiss and Maddie Newton have been dating for over a year. And when Stephen asked Maddie out to prom last year, he made it memorable.
He and a couple of his friends went in the McDonald's parking lot, and they had prom signs on their trucks. So, and I walked out after school, and they were revving up their engines.
So when this year's prom rolled around, Stephen knew he had to go even bigger.
You have to make it special so it's memorable for the person, and I'll do it every time because it's something I believe she deserves.
Enter Chi High Resource Officer Joe Nelson.
I didn't know what he was approaching me about for this particular thing until he asked him. I was very excited to offer him this chance, and it turned out to be really well.
To pull it off, Steven used an incident he'd been warned about before, driving a bit too fast out of the parking lot. Only this time, Officer Nelson was waiting.
He said he had a warrant in Bloomer, and then he took him out of the car and put him in cuffs. And I was looking back, and I was getting kind of nervous at that point.
But when Maddie went back to talk with Officer Nelson, she was told there was one way Steven could get out of it.
And I knew what it was already, so yeah, he asked me to prom then.
And Maddie did say yes to a proposal which had an unintended consequence.
And he has improved his driving since then, so my job is done. Yeah.
And so is Steven's.
And that's Jesse Horn reporting. What a cute story, right? Yeah, kind of brightens up the day.
Justin, we have more of the drive-by shooting targeted attack at 12th Street right now on WNY News Now. Coming up next on Morning News Now, Chautauqua's Got Talent winner Elizabeth Lugin joins us in the studio for a live performance you won't want to miss. It's WNY News Now in the morning.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
And welcome back to Morning News Now. We have a special treat for you. Elizabeth Lugin, winner of Chautauqua's Got Talent, joins us. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
So, almost 48 hours after, more than 48 hours after the event where you put on quite a show and won the prize money and got the fame of all the Spire Theater crowd, how do you feel?
I still feel like I'm dreaming. It's crazy.
Right. How's the reaction been from your friends and your family?
Oh, they all love it. My one teacher had me perform in the classroom yesterday.
Really? How was that?
It was awesome.
That is really cool.
Awesome. So some might call you a savant because you don't really, you play by ear, right? Can you talk about how that works?
Yeah, one time I was just trying to learn a song and the notes weren't working for me, so I just played by ear, and that's how I learned all my songs now.
Now, educate me a little bit, because I'm not in the music. I'm not a musical guy. I'd never had that special talent like yourself. But is that rare with musicians where they're actually grasping it by ear and not reading music?
Yeah, because most people, when they're learning music, they start by notes, unless you're a Suzuki player. And you read the notes and eventually you get really good, and I've never been really good at reading the notes, so now I just listen to a song and I play it.
Wow.
So you could almost do that off of YouTube, right? Like if you watched a YouTube video and...
Yeah, that's how I learn all my songs.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. I don't know what learning type that is, but I'd like to study that because that's special. Now, I do want to ask you, what are the rules for Chautauqua's Got Talent? Can you actually come back and win it again next year, or is there a ban, or what? How does that work?
Unfortunately, I can't go back next year.
That's too bad. We need to get those rules changed, because I'd like to see you back again.
I'd like to see you back.
I really would.
I can play at finales next year.
Okay,
They'll invite me back.
Oh, so you could come back and just kind of perform in that filler that they have there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. We'd love to see that. Well, let's not keep our audience waiting anymore. Elizabeth Lugin, winner of Chautauqua's Got Talent, can perform right now.
Can't wait to see it.
Nugent joining us live on Morning News Now. We'll be back Monday with another edition. Until then, have a great weekend. Coverage continues 24/7 on WNYNewsNow.com. It's where coverage comes first.